I'm Nikki Johnson, and I'm so excited that you joined me here on the Obstacle Overcomer podcast. If you've been struggling in any area or are finding it hard to move on after loss or heartbreak, or if you've been finding it difficult to deal with issues in your life, trust and believe. I've dealt with all of that. But you know what? It's time for you to change the narrative. I have a passion to see you move past every obstacle that's been holding you back. Each week, I'll be empowering you with both spiritual and practical principles that will take you from being stuck in your past and chained to your circumstances to realizing just how powerful you are because of them. Because after all, our motto here is obstacles are not barriers. They are stepping stones. This is the Obstacle Overcomer podcast. What's up, overcomers? Welcome to the Obstacle Overcomer podcast. I am your host, Nikki Johnson, and I'm so grateful and thankful that you joined me for my very first episode. I want to encourage you all to go ahead and connect with me over on Facebook and Instagram at the Obstacle Overcomer podcast. Come on over and say hello so I can say hello back. And please let me know what you think about today's episode. Today, we're going to talk about one of the number one obstacles that people have to overcome. Yes, that is right. It is fear. You guessed it. It's fear. So today I want to talk about overcoming the obstacle of fear. And I want to ask you this question. Have you ever been afraid to do something? Anything? I mean, really afraid to the point that the fear gripped you so hard that you decided not to do something, even though it could have changed your life. You know, that type of fear that you talk yourself out of doing something that you know you're supposed to do. Hands in the air. I most definitely have. And to be transparent, fear is something that I work on overcoming every single day. Starting this new podcast, for instance. I've done radio. I've had a couple of podcasts. I've done hosting. I've hosted so many events. I've moderated discussion panels, and I've even been on TBN before. But despite all of that, when God told me to step out and start this new podcast, immediately fear presented itself in so many ways. I was going to have to start all the way over. The thing about that is platforms have changed. Social media has changed. Technology itself, it changes every single year, and sometimes it feels like every other month. I have changed and I've matured so much. So that meant that the content was going to have to change with me. And when you have an audience that's been with you for a while, you risk losing them along with the change. And the fear of loss or losing was one of the things that I had to overcome. Everyone is not going to transition with you. Everyone's not going to want to move to a new platform. Everyone's not going to want to go to a new link or go to a new social media page. Just sometimes, people don't want to transition or change along with you. And that's fine, but that is a reality that I had to face. But I found that overcoming it became easier when I embraced instead of feared the loss. So I had to make a decision. I had to decide if I was going to be afraid and in fear and stay where I was right there in my comfort zone, which is a powerless choice, because if I chose fear, then I was choosing to relinquish all of my power for change, all of my power for newness, and all of my power for discovering what's outside of my comfort zone. I would relinquish all of that power to fear. Or I had to decide if I was going to embrace the very idea that fear was trying to grip me with. And I chose to be powerful. I embraced the idea that I may lose my audience and I may have to start all the way over. With growth comes loss, and with loss comes change. See, I realized if I was going to be obedient and go in the direction that God was leading me, then I had to be ready for whatever that required. And sometimes when you're battling the spirit or emotion of fear, you must develop I'm down for whatever is required mindset, because fear will try you. Fear will try to do its job and throw everything at you that it possibly can in hopes of keeping you from moving forward. You know, I believe when we were younger, fear was a great and somewhat powerful emotion that was used to hopefully keep us from doing dangerous things like running out in the middle of traffic, touching fire, touching a hot stove, or walking away with a stranger. Like this internal barometer that went off inside of us and alerted us of danger or when something wasn't safe. I believe that it was there to serve its purpose because children are fearless. Without that thing on the inside saying, this is not safe, that person's not safe, this is dangerous, you shouldn't do that, I think children would do any and everything. And y'all already know some kids who are fearless. They will jump off anything. They're not afraid of blood, breaking anything. They're not afraid of scratches or scars. And honestly, wouldn't it be awesome as an adult to have that type of fearlessness? But from childhood to adulthood, we began to take on all of these learned fears and fearful behaviors. And that barometer that was once there to help us, it became distorted. And now as adults, instead of it alerting us to stay away from things that could truly hurt or harm us, we stay away from everything. And that includes things that could even help us. Some studies even suggest that indirectly attained fears may be as powerful as fears originating from direct experiences. I'm going to read that one more time. Indirectly attained fears may be as powerful as fears originating from direct experiences. Wow. My takeaway from that is the fears that you learn may be as powerful as the fears that come from experiences that you've had. So this will be a great moment to kind of think about that and ask yourself, where do your fears come from? For each particular fear that you have been encountering, does it come from something that you've experienced previously? So on muscle memory, you automatically react to it? Or is this a learned fear, a fearful behavior that you learned from your environment or from someone else? And I also think that's another great key when it comes to overcoming your fear. You want to know the origin of it. Having that knowledge base, it shows you which direction you need to pray. It shows you things you need to be mindful of and pay attention to. And it always helps to know where the root of something comes from. To me, that type of knowledge helps you in the process of overcoming something. When we're talking about learned fears, author and motivational speaker Brian Tracy says, fortunately, all fears are learned. Fears can therefore be unlearned by practicing self-discipline repeatedly with regard to fear until it goes away. For me, the takeaway is fear can be unlearned. That's a powerful thought right there. And according to his quote, it's going to come from repeated self-discipline. So that's something that you have to practice. For me, as I was saying earlier, I am learning to discipline myself to embrace something that I'm afraid of in a more positive light, along with I'm down for whatever it takes mindset. When I practice that, now my mind changes from negative thinking that says I'm too afraid to do something because I'm too afraid that I'll lose something, to a more powerful, positive way of thinking that says if loss is a part of the requirement, then I trust God that He has something far greater for me on the other side of this fear. There is a really good scripture that I would like to reference here and give to you. You can meditate on it and you can remind yourself of this anytime you are dealing with fear. And it is found in the book of Isaiah in chapter 43, and the verse is 19. In the NIV translation, God is speaking here and it says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." Just in case you're driving and you can't grab a Bible or Google it, I'm going to read it for you one more time. "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." One of my takeaways from this is a reminder that fear blocks the new thing. Clearly, God is saying, I am doing a new thing. Not I want to, I'm about to, is I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up, which says to me, now is the time, it's here. And then the question is asked is, do you not perceive it? Do you not see it? Do you not see what's going on around you? I'm even taking a step further. For some of us, it's, do you not hear me calling you? See, I think one of the main strategies of fear is to keep you from perceiving and from receiving the new thing that God is doing in your life. It's all a distraction. I truly believe that this is your time. Your time has sprung up. Your time is here. And because your time has come, fear has presented itself to distract you from fully perceiving and seeing that this is your time, that God is doing a new thing. See, if fear can keep you so distracted with being uncomfortable, being terrified, being afraid, of feeling like you don't know enough, you're not good enough, feeling like you can't compete, of comparing yourself. Trust me, I'm talking to myself right now because I've been there in that battle of comparing yourself and feeling like you have so much further to go than others, that you are not as good as, that you don't understand, you can't compete with the technology, that you're not pretty enough, you're not small enough, you're not tall enough. The fear of loss, the fear of failure, the fear of success. We'll talk about that later. The fear of what if it doesn't work? The fear of, but I tried this before and it didn't work. Been there, done that. Have you ever been there where God has told you to do something? You know He told you. He walked you through every single step of what to do and you did it. And it did not turn out the way that you thought it would. Or it wasn't the success that you thought it was going to be. It didn't look anything like the promise. Let me let you in on something. Sometimes those failures or those unsuccessful things were part of your boot camp and practice. I can say that on this side. Going through it, like I wish I had that type of revelation in the middle of going through it. There's nothing like starting something, putting your all into it, your finances, your blood, your sweat, your tears, your prayers, and you watch it not take off the way that you thought, the way that you saw it, the way God showed it to you. Sometimes it's a part of your training. Don't believe me? When you get the opportunity, go to your Bible and look up the story of Joseph. Joseph, at a very young age, was given a dream by God. And in this dream, he basically saw himself as royalty. He saw himself as successful and rich and royal. From the day he had that dream until the day that it actually happened, there were many moons, many years. He was mistreated and rejected by his brothers. He was sold into slavery by his brothers. He went to prison falsely. And although he had to go through all of those things, in each thing that he went through, he learned some things. His character was developed. He was training in straight boot camp all those years and didn't know it. So when it came time, when his time had sprung up, and it was time for God to make a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland for him, He was ready for that position, which was such a high position. He was ready for it because all of those years of going through the things that he had gone through had trained him for that moment. So what am I saying to you? For those of us who have dealt with fear based on previous experiences, previous failures, previous times of being let down or disappointed, or even when you felt like you were let down or disappointed by God, ask yourself this question. What did I learn during those times? What was being built in my character during those times? When that season or that time ended, what skill set did I walk away with? Because I would tell you, all of these years that I have been doing this, and things sometimes didn't work out. Some radio stations, after so many years, they went out of business. Platforms have changed over the years. I can say that I've learned my skills for interviewing and producing and editing. All of those things I've been trained in for this time. And I'm not quite sure of everything because God hasn't shown me everything. But from what he has shown me, he reminded me of the things that I've been training in all of these years, which to me felt like failures, or they felt like missed opportunities, or they felt like I just wasn't good enough, or I didn't reach this point yet. I didn't reach that other thing that you told me and showed me. But I was reminded, but you've been training for it. And I thank God for that reminder because it helped me to get past that distraction that was there. So I want to remind you of that. You've been training for this time for a long, long time. And what you still lack, the areas that you still need to learn and that you're going to grow in, God is going to provide that. He's going to make the way in the wilderness for you. You will know everything you need to know at the time. That reminds me of one of my favorite movie series, The Matrix. The Oracle would never just give you the answer, but she would remind you that you'll know. You're going to know what you need to do at the moment you need to do it. And that's it. All you have to do is start taking the step toward it. Trust God. He's going to make the way in the wilderness for you. He's going to bring you the streams in the wasteland. Basically, when I read this scripture, it's like he's doing all the work. The only thing that you really have to do is perceive it. Like, seriously. He is doing all of the work. All you have to do is perceive it. The good thing is when you begin to perceive it, you'll receive it and you'll begin to act on it and move in the direction that he's leading you. So I want you to ask yourself this question, and we're going to end it with this today. Have you been allowing fear to block your vision for your life, your vision for your business, your vision for your health, your vision for your finances, your vision for your family, or to block your vision for your legacy? Listen to me. Fear is not your friend. It may be a comfort. It may be an excuse. You may even consider it to be a justifiable reason to not move forward and stay where you are. But be very clear. Anything that will keep you from being your best, that will keep you from having the best, or that wants to keep you stagnant and stuck is not your friend. And it's definitely not from God. We're going to stop there today. We will pick up on this with part 2 on next Thursday. So please be sure to join me. I want to leave you with this. Decide to develop a different mindset. Change how you see things and how you perceive it. Change how you speak about it. Change the way you think about it. Your words and your thoughts are so incredibly powerful. You would be amazed at how your very posture and energy changes when you change the way you see things, think about them, the way you speak about them. Having a new mindset is almost like having a brand new pair of glasses. For me, I kid you not, whenever I began to change the way I see something and I speak about it, it's like the very first time you get a pair of glasses. Before that, you've been seeing the world. It may have been a little bit fuzzy or blurry or gray. You may have had to squint a little to kind of see something. But when you get glasses and you put them on for the first time, it is like looking at the world for the very first time. Everything is so brand new. Everything looks brighter and clearer. You hold your head up a little bit higher. And that is what I encourage you to work on and how you perceive and receive things, okay? And the last thing that I hope you take away from today's show is we talked earlier about dealing with our fears and finding out where they originate from. Are they from an experience that we have previously had? So by muscle memory, you react to them physically or emotionally, or maybe even in your thoughts. You're thinking, well, the same thing that happened before is going to happen again. Or are your fears a learned fear? Are they learned behaviors? Did you learn them from your environment or from growing up? Maybe you learned them from someone else's fears or something that someone may have said to you. Or consider, are they negative hypotheticals? Those are the things that come from our imaginations, the things that we conjure up. Those are the what ifs. What if I do this and this happens? But what if I do this and this doesn't happen? We're going to call those the negative hypotheticals. I really want to encourage you to dive deep and to discover, again, what is the origin of the fears? I know the origin of my fear of loss. In my 43 years, I've lost quite a bit. So I knew when I was immediately facing that fear of loss, I had to just be very, very honest with myself about where the fear was coming from. And we talked earlier about what I decided to do and how I changed my mindset and the way I wanted to look at it. But I had to be honest. Where was that fear coming from? Once you all began to just dive deep, really research and discover the origins of those fears, I encourage you to journal, write it down. And I think you're going to be really, really surprised at what you discover. And once you have it written down on paper, it's really going to help you in the direction of prayer and meditation and overcoming and in healing, because sometimes it's the unknown things that makes us afraid. And that is even true when it comes to what we're talking about at this very moment. If you discover the why to this fear, why do you have them? Then you can confront them. As long as they exist, but you really don't know why they're there, they'll continue to be the big bad monster underneath your bed. And you'll forever be afraid that it's there. But what I want us to do is grab our flashlights. And I want us to shine the light underneath our beds. And when we do, we're going to realize that there was never anything for us to be afraid of in the first place. Because the funny thing about it is once you confront the fear, a lot of the times you realize there really wasn't anything to be afraid of in the first place. Once you act on the thing that the fear doesn't want you to do, once you go forward anyway, even though you're afraid, once you take a step and start that business, you kind of realize, what was I afraid of all this time? So I want us to discover those unknown things. That way we can confront them. And by doing this, we can begin to change the narrative. You can change your story. You can change the outcome. Let me just say it to you like this. Sometimes it's just the very thing that you've been telling yourself that needs to change. And when you do, maybe you'll see that fear disappear. This has been such an awesome first episode. I'm so grateful to all of you who are listening right now. Please head on over to our Instagram and Facebook pages at the Obstacle Overcomer Podcast. I really want to hear your thoughts on today's show. So definitely leave me your comments. And also, I would love to hear from you on the type of content that you would like to hear. I have some amazing guests that will be joining us to pour into you and talk about the things that really matter to you. So you can shoot me an email at theobstacleovercomer@gmail.com. That is theobstacleovercomer@gmail.com. And always remember that you are an overcomer. And for you, obstacles are not barriers. They are stepping stones. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this was your first time tuning in, welcome to the Overcomers family. I cannot adequately express my gratitude to all of you for tuning in today. If today's show helped or impacted you in any way, it would help me tremendously if you would review and rate today's episode. And please be sure to leave me a comment on whatever platform you are listening to this podcast. Also, be sure to connect with me over on Facebook and Instagram at the Obstacle Overcomer Podcast. And if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you will be notified every time there's a new episode available. And don't forget that sharing is caring. So please go ahead and tell a friend and share this with your loved one, because this will help me to reach those who really need a word to empower their lives. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget that obstacles are not barriers. They are stepping stones. Talk to you next week.